Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, thanks for taking a minute to stop by. I hope you decide to stick around and join us here. I would love to have you here, of course. If you're returning, thank you as always, y'all. Y'all know it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for your continued support, even though I've been like missing in action pretty much. Thank you for everybody who's checked in on me. Update, I am feeling a lot better. I feel like I'm somewhat a human now. I feel like I'm kind of getting it together. I feel so much better than I was feeling. Morning sickness definitely kicked my butt this go round. Hands down. So, and I still feel like a little nauseous right now, but it's definitely like at a more controllable point where I can actually get up and do things. So yeah. So today's video is going to be discussing food shortages, inflation, and price increases. So we're going to just talk a little bit about each one. I'm going to touch on every subject. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and now straight into it. So the first thing I wanted to discuss is, as you know, inflation is affecting everything. So much so to the point that I don't know if you guys have heard or are aware, but starting in 2022, there has been a significant increase in Social Security benefits. Can't remember the percentage. It's not like, I guess I shouldn't say significant because it's really small, and if you really like think about it, I think it was like 5.6 or either 6.2%. I can't remember, y'all. I'm drawing a blank. Pregnancy brain is getting to me already, but you guys can definitely check it out. I'm sure if you like Google it, you can find it. But yeah, so they're going to do an increase of a cost. It's like a cost of living increase. And those adjustments are done, I think, periodically from what I gathered, but this is the largest increase that they've had in like over a decade. So that just kind of like goes to show you that something is definitely going on. So while I agree, and I'm happy that the people that need this, I feel like the price increase or adjustment the most, although I'm super happy that they've decided to do this, at the same time, I don't feel like it's enough. I feel like something is better than nothing, but I feel like everything is going to equal out. And you guys can feel free to leave me in the comments, leave me a comment down below in the comment section. Just tell me how you feel about this. So while it's great that they are giving this adjustment and allowing for this adjustment, it's all going to balance out. And I feel like it's going to balance out just because, I mean, it's not like the prices of food are remaining the same. Everything is going to go up, and with everything going up, it's almost like you're going to break even and you're going to be in the same spot. So if this adjustment was like, if they were, I guess, given this adjustment and we weren't having like the inflation with food and gas prices and everything, it might be more beneficial. But at this time, they're going to just, again, I just think they're going to break even because everything is getting to the point where it's out of control. We're talking about a population, you guys, that already has a hard time struggling, just trying to get through the month, just trying to pay their bills, get their medication, and just, you know, be able to feed themselves every month. This is a population that has always been affected, that truly struggles. So they're going to continue to struggle. And I have a major issue when it comes to the elderly. I don't like seeing anybody suffer. Let me just say that. I don't like seeing anybody suffer, but something about the elderly suffering really, really gets to me and really affects me. I don't like it. I feel like as a country, we should be doing more. I wish there was more I could do. I mean, but there's just so many elderly people out there. I can't. I'm sure there are people in organizations who can, but I'm just not to that point where I can help every elderly person, or even as many as I would like to. So we're already talking about a population who struggles, and I don't know what the correct answer is. I don't know how we make sure that they're able to pick up their meds, get their medication, and pay their bills. But at this point, they're struggling. Either they're going to pay their mortgage or their rent and get a couple of cans of food or a couple of packs of meat or a couple of things of fruit a month and go without the meds, or they're going to get this medication that most of the time is so sky high and so not affordable that it's absolutely ridiculous. And maybe cut a bill. So then they're in jeopardy of losing maybe their lights or their heat. And that's the last thing we need to be losing anyhow. I mean, there's a chance we're going to lose it anyhow, but at least as long as we're, you know, if they're like providing it to us, at least they have the opportunity to pay the bill and get it. So I just don't feel like as a country, we should be like, anybody should be in that predicament where you have to pick and choose what you're going to do without this month and what you're going to do with, or do this month with what you have, if that makes sense. If there was some kind of program or something that I can do that would allow me to assist like the elderly and just be able to provide, if nothing else, meals for them. I know that there are like programs like Meals on Wheels and things of that nature, but I think they need even more than that. And I think certain programs are even being affected by like the supply chain issues. So, I mean, I know a lot of places that usually, or even restaurants that participate in just say Thanksgiving giveaways this year. I know even locally, there's one restaurant that has participated like over 15 years, and they're not even able to do like turkey dinners this year just because of supply chain issues. So it's definitely a bigger problem outside of what I can control. But I do definitely want to do my best. I want to see if I can kind of check into, I don't know what all it takes to maybe kind of just start a program or a nonprofit organization to ensure that the elderly gets their food. But it's something in the future that I definitely want to think about doing. If you guys know how to run or have successfully run any kind of program like that, or have any tips for me as far as starting up, I guess it would probably be like a nonprofit to assist with the elderly and food, please let me know. If you want to reach out to me via email, I'm not saying this is something I'm going to start in the next month or two, but definitely like within a year I just want to start up something. I just feel like there's a huge need for it. And before I leave that subject, I don't know if you guys are aware, but the tax bracket for the 2021-2022 tax season is also changing. So if that doesn't tell you something, then yeah, that's pretty, I mean, I think it changed last year and then they're changing it this year. And the tax bracket, I can't remember what the tax bracket is, but I think it's gone up for married couples, another $500 to $600. For single people, I think it's gone up another few $100s. So the tax bracket, and again, that's something that they're doing because of inflation. Also, food shortages are in full effect, you guys. Whether you believe they exist or don't, if you don't believe they exist at this point, I'm just not going to go back and forth with you. I just realized that everybody is not going to truly see everything for what it's worth, and they're just going to turn a blind eye. I don't know if it's a coping mechanism, as I've said before, if it's just easier to act like you don't see it. To each his own. Food shortages are here and they are in full effect. Whether you are seeing them in your area or not, they are here. If they have not hit your area as of right now, don't get too comfy, y'all, because at some point you will see some kind of shortages, or you won't have the options or the selections that you're used to seeing just readily available. So whether you guys believe that shortage is caused by, trucker shortages or worker shortages, just them messing with our food supply and all that, however you think it was created, because there's so many people that think so many different things. And that's okay. Sometimes I feel like I don't know what to think. I don't know if this issue is being caused by this, that, the other. I don't know. It really doesn't matter. I feel like at the end of the day, regardless, we're being affected by it and we're going to have to do something about it. So I don't want to sound like a broken record, you guys, but at this point, just continue to prep. Whatever it is, do what you need to do to prep. And I know that I've had a lot of comments in the past saying that people are struggling, like they don't have the funds to get food and to get what they need. And I'm going to just ask you guys to kind of sit down and reflect. Sit down and reflect to see what changes can be made or what you can do, just to see if there is a way to get the items you need. So sometimes I think sitting down with like a notebook and just writing out like what you need and where you can cut corners will help. I've said before that there are some people that will say that they don't have the money, yet they'll go out and get the nails done, get new outfits, get new shoes, eyebrows done, hair done, all that. And some of these hairstyles, as you know, aren't cheap. I mean, I've got my hair done, y'all, and a lot of y'all know that braids, they're not cheap at all. But you have to figure out, you have to live within your means. So you can't sit up here and get your hair done if you don't have food in your house. You got to pick one or the other. You can't sit up there and say, I don't have the money to get food, yet you go out and spend a couple $100s on getting your hair done, or you spend a couple $100s on getting shoes. That's not the way to work. I mean, that's not the way to do it, in my opinion. Some people are just like that. You can't change them. All you can do is pray for them and keep it moving. But I will say, if you truly have done everything you need to do, and what I mean by truly, like some people have suffered job losses, and I feel for those people. Just this whole thing has been running rampant so long that a lot of people have experienced job losses. There are lots of places hiring. I see hiring signs up like all the time now. So like check into like local areas. Sometimes you may have to work a job that you don't want to work. Like I get it, you guys. I have worked jobs in the past that it's like, I don't want to do this, but you have to do what you can do until another door opens, especially if you need the money and you don't want to sit up there and do without. You kind of just have to suck it up, right? We've all had jobs that we didn't want to work, but we did it to make ends meet. It's part of being an adult. That's adult 101. So I would just say, you know, it might be a pay cut. Like it might not be the like $28, $29 hour job that you're used to. It might be only paying $15 or $16. But y'all, that 15 or 16 hour job is better than like having zero money coming in, right? So kind of just have to look at it then like that. Another thing, if you have clothing, shoes, jewelry, household items, I would say look at it like this. If you haven't used those items within like the last, I would say 6 months, I'll even give you a year because I'm that person that probably needs a year. Even though I have items I haven't used like even in 3 months. But if you have items that have been sitting around your house in the last 6 months that you haven't picked up, that you haven't used, that you haven't missed, like take those jeans out of the closet, post them online. Like take that set of household pots that you no longer use, like post them everywhere. Like there's all kind of groups you can post. I know you can post on Mercari, Poshmark, eBay. I know like people say something about Facebook Marketplace. Like there are so many sources where you can sell, and you don't have to sell them for an outrageous price. Like if you have a pair of jeans, like put them on there like for $15. That way you give yourself a couple of dollars wiggle room. That $15, or even if you sell them for $12, you guys, you can take that money and then go to whatever store you want to, Walmart, Dollar Tree, whatever, and you can go ahead and get a few cans for a week. Just don't let that stuff sit up in there. I'm just trying to give you guys options if there are financial issues. Also, look into your local resources. There are food banks. You guys, do not be afraid or embarrassed to use food banks. Please don't. They are out there for people who are in need. Now, one thing I do not agree with, if you are not truly in need, please do not go to a food bank. Please do not go to a food bank. There are people who are really bad off and who really need it. And I'm saying this to say, when I first started prepping, and I think even when I did like my pantry tour video, I had people saying, use the food pantry to get more food. You guys, thank God I'm not in the position where I need to use a food bank, but I thought that was really selfish for them to even say that when there are people who truly can use it. I'm back. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. My phone connected to the Wi-Fi in the truck. So there are truly people that can use it, and I don't feel like we're in the position where we need it. And like I said, I'm thankful to God for that. Like it's nobody but the good Lord that we are in positions where we don't need it. But it's like, it's unbelievable. Why take from people who really, really need it when you're able to go to the store and buy what you need for your family? Another thing, your local human resources, what do you call it? Department of Health and Human Services, Family Services, DSS, whatever it's called in your area. Apply for food stamps, y'all. Apply for food stamps. If you need help with food, apply for food stamps, and don't you be embarrassed and don't you be ashamed. I don't care what people say about you. Do what you have to do. Nobody knows when they're going to have to apply for food stamps or when their family will need it. So many people get criticized for using food stamps. I have seen people like drug on the internet, even on YouTube, for food stamps. And I do not agree with it because one, you never know what that person is going through. Two, you don't know why they're in that position. And let's face it, a lot of people lost jobs last year, this year, still are continuing to lose jobs. Three, I think it's safe to say a lot of people are one paycheck away from having to use it. So don't think you're above those people that need it. I just think it's so just hateful and just disrespectful to just bash people who need that assistance. So again, that's another resource. And I'm sure if you want to reach out to like your local churches, don't hesitate to reach out to your local churches. They're a great source. I know a few months ago, like over the summer when we were moving, I did like a huge like drop off at the church, and they go through so much food. I can't remember how much they go through like a year. Like they told me, they gave me the breakdown, but they serve like a lot of families just at that one location. I want to say he said that they serve like 250 families at least a week. So that just shows you the need if that's that one church in that one area. So you guys, don't hesitate and don't just be embarrassed to apply. You have to do what you can do to do better. But with that being said, I mean, there's people who choose not to work and do all that stuff too. I'm not going to get into that. That's not me for me to judge. If you want to work. If you don't. But I feel like as long as you're able-bodied and you can work, I feel like there should be nothing stopping you from working or trying to get like money. You know what I mean? So, and I hope that doesn't sound harsh, but that's just the way I feel about it. I have family members, I have siblings that do not work and complain about stuff. And it's like, well, you're choosing not to work. There's nothing wrong with you physically or mentally. There's no reason why you can't work. You're just choosing not to work. So that's a huge issue. So yeah, you guys, on that note, the last thing I'm going to move into is price increases, prices soaring through the roof, right? So prices are, shortages. Yeah. Let me go back to shortages real quick. As far as shortages, you guys, shortages, like, they are affecting like every aspect of like the food, and like we know the toilet paper and the toilet tissue, guys, but even laundry detergent, things like small things that you don't necessarily think of are being affected. I did an Instacart order the other night for a local grocery store, and literally everything that I ordered, with the exception of a few things, was out of stock. So I had to get replacements, and some of the things that they were trying to substitute it with I didn't want, so I just got like a refund for it. But y'all, they were even out of, what was it that I wanted? Oh, a rotisserie chicken. I'm like craving rotisserie chicken, and they were out of stock for like 3 or 4 days. So I did multiple orders like a couple of days in a row because I feel like there's always something I want or think of lately. And they just said that they didn't get any on the truck. So there's like no rotisserie chicken. There was another item, apple pies. Apple pies are like out of stock. They have been for several days. I don't know what the deal with them. I don't eat apple pie like ever, but I've been craving it. So they were out of that. So everything you can think of, like chips, and they were sending me pictures of like the aisle, because sometimes when you have to replace stuff, like they'll take a picture of like chips that you want to replace. So they take a whole picture of chips, and there were slim pickings, y'all, straight up slim pickings. But anyhow, just make sure you guys are stocking up as best you can. And lastly, we're going to move into prices of food. Prices of food are absolutely insane. Can you get better deals at other stores compared to some? Absolutely. But you really have to search through those deals. Even like get your weekly like circulars, like your ads and everything. I know around here, like we used to get them like on Wednesdays or Tuesdays, and it would give you like the Aldi, Food Lion, Shop and Save and Go, whatever it's called, just like your local store circulars. That way you can kind of look through the sales papers. But y'all, those store sales I think are very useful at this point. I'm actually to the point where I'm going to start using those. I kind of was lax over like the last several months, even like the last several years, about like using the circulars to save. I've kind of just been the person that it's like, we need it, so I'll just get it. But at this point, I think I'm going to start shopping on deals so I can get the most bang for my buck. So like, I'm not going to get ground beef and chicken this week if it's not on sale. If like steak is on sale this week, I'm going to get steak. And then next week, if chicken and beef is on sale, I'm going to go ahead and get it while it's on sale. Obviously, a lot of people do that. I just have been one that hasn't been doing that too much. And that was on my part. But prices are going up. I had purchased from Walmart. You guys know I do a lot of like grocery hauls, like grocery deliveries. And I go in store too, but I do like a lot of grocery deliveries. And prices, let's just say like even deli meat from the deli, it used to be like $5.98 a pound. And now it's like $6.98 a pound. I think 2 weeks ago it was like $6.98. And if I'm not mistaken, now it's $7.98 a pound. Like it's gone up a couple of dollars within the last month or so. Even things are going up like $1 here, $1 there. You might get one item on like Monday. I got an item, just say it was like $5.25. I ordered the same item, say yesterday on a Wednesday, and it's already gone up to like $5.60 something. So these prices are definitely increases. Mind you, those are just prices off the top of my head. It wasn't an exact price, but these items prices are changing constantly through the week. You would think it would just change maybe like once a month, maybe even twice a month or once every other month. But no, guys, these prices are on the rise. So as you're able to do what your budget allows you to do, I would definitely go ahead and start doing. For those of you who have family members and friends that aren't stocking, I don't even know what to tell you to tell them. But I mean, at this point, I feel like I do feel like over the last couple of weeks, I am seeing more people start to prep and stock up, which is great. So I feel like that'll be less of a problem when it comes to like panic buying and just running out and clearing shelves, because so many people are like waking up. I still just feel like there's a few who they're just quite not on the same board or path right now. Just do what you can do with them. I say pray and leave it in God's hands at this point, especially if you talk to them till they're blue in the face. There are people, and I've had a couple of people tell me that God's going to take care of me, and absolutely, I agree with you 100%. I'm definitely a believer. You guys know I talk about the good Lord on my channel. I have been for months, nothing new, but he also gives us good common sense to use as well. So while a lot of people will say, you know, the Lord's going to take care of me, I don't need to stock and prepare. Well, y'all, he also, again, gave you good common sense to use. So probably should be using that common sense to like stock up and do what you need to do to prepare as well. You can't just leave it all in his hands. He expects you to, you know, use the sources and do what you need to do to help and play your part in it, you know? So with that being said, I think that's the end of this video. Hopefully I won't have to edit too much, y'all. I might not even edit. I might just do, I don't know, a couple of transitions in there. Hopefully I didn't mess this up too much. You guys know how I do when I have been away for a long time. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope everyone is doing well. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.